Hello friend, welcome back to Auto Resource YouTube channel. I've got here today in my shop this beautiful 2007 Subaru Impreza. It needs a bunch of repairs and service and maintenance, but one of them is engine oil and filter change. If you want to see how I do that, stay with me in this video. And I always start up here in the engine. I will slightly pull the dipstick out and completely loosen this filler cap so the oil can nicely flow out of the engine on the bottom. This filler cap is nice because it let us know that we need 5W30 engine oil. That's awesome. Nice little detail. And I lifted subby up so we can perfectly see location of that engine oil drain plug, which is right here, and the engine oil filter, it's hiding right here. I have ready in place my oil catching pan. Subaru's drain plugs are 17mm, right? So I have a 17mm ratchet. I loosen the drain plug. Now I can extend up my catching pan so I don't make any mess. That should be enough. And let's go and get that oil out. There should be always crusher washer on that drain bolt. Oh yeah, and it's nicely coming out. Hopefully you can perfectly see it in the camera. Here I would like to show you detail of that drain plug with that crusher washer, and that's always recommended to replace that. The engine filter, engine oil filter, and that drain plug are close to each other, so I will be able to catch the oil from both. So I can, while it is still dripping, right, I don't have to wait. I can continue with dealing with this engine oil filter. And if the service was done properly, I should be able to release that filter using only hand. I should be not needing any filters, so any wrenches. So let's see if the previous mechanic did a good job. I can get it off without a wrench, but I don't think so. It's really tight. In this case, let's see if my Toyota oil filter wrench will help me to loosen right, this filter, which is a little bit over tight. Let's see if that will be a case. Oh yeah. And that's that little bit of help. That space is pretty tight also, right? But that little bit of help from that wrench, it's all you need to loosen that filter. Reposition again, just to be clear. Reposition the filter and partially loosen it. What I just did, and it will start dripping the engine oil. Hopefully you can see in the camera that oil nicely draining in the pan. When the oil stopped draining from that oil pan, right, it's all stopped. I have that drain plug with the new crusher washer. I will install it nicely by the hand. And after that I will use a small ratchet that I can feel the bolt nicely to tighten it. Now you want to have it nice and snug. I'm using the small ratchet so I don't over tight it and possibly strip the thread in that oil pan. So this is perfect. That's done, and I can focus on that filter. And I can finally remove that engine oil filter, right, without making any mess. the oil will be not spilling all over, right? There you can see the detail, right? This is the remaining of it coming out. So this was perfect, and everything is nice and clean. And now I have to wait a few more minutes for that oil to stop draining from that engine oil filter housing. And if you are a perfectionist, you can even take your new engine oil filter and pre-fill it with the new oil. The position of the filter, right, it's mounted this way under the vehicle, allows it, in this case, to be pre-filled, right? I don't want to overfill it. There's this new can, so it's not so easy to pour it, but I'm pre-filling, right? I'm putting new fresh oil in that oil filter, and that will be better for the engine on the startup. Also, what you want to do always, this needs to go inside first of all, but you want to pre-lubricate this rubber gasket tiny bit with that brand new oil. And the oil from this oil filter housing stopped dripping, so I will close it, clean it with the rag, right? Get rid of any possible old stuff, and I'm ready to install that new pre-lubed engine oil filter. Yes, I'm rechecking, this is perfect down there, so I will grab that new oil filter, slightly pre-filled, right, and carefully using my hand only, I will not use any wrenches as we discussed already. Carefully I will tighten it in the place. Alright, and by the hand only, once again, I will make sure it's tight and snug. And basically, that's it. So I have a new engine oil filter and the drain plug perfectly in the place. So now I'm back in this area and I can remove the dipstick and make it clean, right? I can put it here, remove this cap, let it sit here, and now I will start pouring that brand new oil to avoid any spills, right? Possible spills. I found this will be a really good funnel, and I have 5W30, right? That's what belongs in this engine, and we know from the operating manual it takes, or it should take 4.2 quarts. So I can safely pour 4 quarts of the oil, and then I will start checking my engine oil level. And to check engine oil level, you are using dipstick. Here you can see that low and full, right? These two marks. So pouring 4 quarts, I should be definitely close to the full, and it's in the upper half, so it means the oil is still slowly getting down. And anytime you do these measurements, the vehicle needs to be on perfectly leveled ground, otherwise those measurements will be not correct. I waited a few more minutes to see how it changed the level. So again, wipe it off clean, right? Put it in, and voila, I'm actually perfectly touching that letter F. So I know I have a good amount of the oil inside, can clean everything, and I can go ahead, start up the engine and watch for possible leak underneath the vehicle, also here, right? If everything is fine, let it run for approximately 1 minute, and after that shut it off. And if I let it sit for minimum of 5 minutes. I can repeat that measurement using that dipstick, and in the case the oil level dropped a little bit, I can add a little bit more of the oil. But really this EJ25 should be needed just that 4.2 US quarts to be on the full mark. I hope you find this video helpful, maybe encouraging to do your own engine oil change. It's pretty easy, isn't it, right? If you do, always observe the safety precautions, right? And definitely make sure you are subscribed. I will always have a lot of videos about Subarus coming your way on Auto Resource channel. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, my friend.